Here are 7 facts about blessing found in the Bible. Fact number 1. What does it mean to be blessed? Some of us use this word when someone asks about our life. We may respond, "Oh, I am blessed." Or when we say goodbye to someone, we may say, "God bless you," or "Have a blessed day." But in the Bible, the word blessed has a much deeper meaning. The Old Testament was written originally in Hebrew and the New Testament in Greek. So if we look at the original Hebrew language, according to the Strong's Concordance, the word bless means to kneel or submit to God in adoration. What does that mean? You submit your life to God because you love Him and adore Him. This is based on a relationship with God. So the next time you say, "God bless you" to someone, you're actually saying, "May you submit your life to God." Fact number 2. The first blessing recorded in the Bible was found in Genesis. However, it was not Adam and Eve. It was actually the animal kingdom. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 21, it reads, "And God created great whales and every living creature that moved, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth." Here it shows that the animal kingdom recognized God as their creator, their provider and source of life. And God told them to be fruitful, multiply. This means that God has a relationship even with the animal kingdom. And Jesus says in Luke chapter 12, verse 24, "Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and God feeds them. How much more are you better than the fowls?" He is saying, if the animal kingdom can submit their life to God and be blessed, are you not much more valuable than birds? Will you submit your life to God that He may bless you? Fact number 3. God blessed a day of the week. Before sin entered into the world, God established and instituted a 7th-day Sabbath, what we call Saturday, and He invited all of the creation to rest from their work and to come together to worship. This day is used to pay homage to God as our Creator, our provider and source of life. And this day was given to all mankind. Jesus says in Mark chapter 2, verse 27, "The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath." Many have forgotten about this day throughout history. And God reminds us in Exodus chapter 20, verse 8, "Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy." Could it be that on this day, when we rest from all of our work, when our mind is focused on Him, that we will receive the very thing God has for our life? Fact number 4. Deliberate disobedience to God and His law forfeits God's blessing. It says in Deuteronomy chapter 28, God is speaking to Israel through Moses and says, "And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all His commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God." Christ used similar words in the New Testament found in the Gospel according to John. And it reads, "And whatsoever you shall ask in my name, I will do it." In other words, I will bless you. Then He continues to say in verse 15, "If you love me, keep my commandments." If you will listen to the voice of God, if you obey His commandments, He will bless you. Fact number 5, God will bless you when you give. Remembering those in need is a characteristic of God, and He promises you in Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 19, "When you cut down your harvest in the field, and has forgotten a sheaf in the field, you shall not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow, that the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thy hands. So God tells his people, when you go and gather in the field, don't go and get every single harvest or grain or produce. He says, leave it for the stranger, the fatherless, the homeless. And he says, if you do so, he will bless you. So what does that mean? When God puts that desire in your heart to give, you shall yield to it, because in doing so, you will receive much more than what you gave. Fact number 6, when you reject God and his blessings, he will honor your request. In Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15, it reads, but it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Disobedience to God and the rejecting of God demonstrates your desire, or you no longer desire to have God in your life. And as a result, God will forfeit his presence and his blessings from your life. Look at what it says in the book of Judges, chapter 10. It reads, and the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, and served Balaam and Ashtaroth, and the gods of Syria, and the gods of Zidon, and the gods of Moab, and the gods of the Philistines, and forsook the Lord, and served him not. By them serving other gods, which God commanded them not to, in their heart they no longer desire God in their life. Therefore, because of it, God left them into the hands of the other nations who serve these other gods. And it reads in the next few verses of what happened. In verse 10 it says, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, saying, we have sinned against thee, both because we have forsaken our God and also served Balaam. And it says that they oppressed the children of Israel for 18 years. And when they recognized their sin against God, they cried out to God. And because God is merciful, he forgave the children of Israel, delivered them from captivity, and he began to bless their life again. In other words, if you have rejected God in the past, turn to him and he will forgive you, and he will show mercy and compassion upon your life, and he will begin to bless you. Fact number 7, when you submit your life to Christ, you will have a blessed life now and for eternity. He says in John chapter 10, verse 10, the thief, speaking of the devil, cometh not but for to steal, kill, and destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Christ is speaking about you. And the devil wants to steal the very blessing that God has for your life. He says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 6, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. And did you know that for all eternity, those who put their trust in Christ, who have accepted him, will have a blessed relationship? And in Revelation chapter 22, verse 14, it says, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have a right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. Here the Bible reveals a people who have put their trust in him and have received the blessings of God, and that they will experience this for all eternity. Beloved, the truth is simple. God desires that you be among those people. And so I pray that the words of God abide in your heart, and that you will be blessed. Or may you submit your life to God.